The Chandler-Gilbert women's basketball team is back on the floor. Under new coach Matthew Strickland tonight, the squad welcomes in number 15, Palm Beach State. The Coyotes facing another fierce opponent right out of the gates at the Coyote Center on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno alongside Matt McCurdy. Matthew Strickland's debut as the new head coach of the women's program showed a lot of promise in the 64-35 loss to the College of Southern Nevada. Defense was tenacious, great effort, and the offense, Matt, a little bit more fluid in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun to watch. It was fun to see the progress from first to second half. And look, the girls, it was a tough team coming in hard, and that's, I think, part of the plan for Strickland is really having tough teams at the beginning, and we've seen that be successful. But they progressed. We saw them figure out how to come down the court, get the ball past half, break the press, and work offensively, and some great performance from a lot of the girls all across the board.
The Coyotes tested out of the gates against a very talented Southern Nevada team making its debut in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference tonight. Well, it's more of the same as they welcome in number 15, Palm Beach State. They've opened with 3 wins last night. They knocked off Scottsdale 50-41. And I got to tell you, Matt, when you hold a team to 41 points, that means you're dialed in. So right out of the gates, this Palm Beach State, they've scored a lot of points in their opening wins down in Florida, and last night they showed the ability to lock teams up in the half court and win a grind-out kind of playoff-style game. It just shows how versatile they are.
Yeah, this is a great team led by a great coach. And look, I mean, last season they were ranked number 15 in the nation, 24 wins, 6 losses, just an impressive team. I think 30% from the three-point, 70 from free throw, 40% on rebound. So overall, just a great team, and the fact that they can hold Scottsdale, who's also just an awesome team. We've seen that firsthand down here in the Valley. It's impressive.
Electric guard Taylor Blackshear leading the Panthers, averaging 20 points with 8 rebounds, shooting 68%. Electric first step, number 5 in the country last year in steals. Isabella Rivera, the sophomore, also very talented, putting up 19 with 10 rebounds. Talking to Coach Maureen Smith. Smith on Rivera says, we're trying to get it a little more tougher, but a very tremendous, talented young player. Also, they have an outstanding young guard who is guiding the ship in Mia Lewis, a freshman who's putting up 15 points with 5 assists per game. So right out of the gates, this is a team that has made the postseason the last 2 years, a team that feels they've got what it takes to potentially not just get back to the postseason, but win the national title.
Yeah, I mean, their confidence is clear, and they've got some great returns. I think that's a big part as well. This is a team that's in the build. They've got a ton of returns from last season, and, I mean, the points they're putting up is impressive. We don't have a ton of data on them just from these last few games, but they're already, 41% from the three, 74% from the free throw, 42 on rebound. So they're better than their team last year in data alone based off these last few games.
Averaging 84 points. They were 24-6 last year, and a tremendous run losing in the postseason to Coastal Alabama North, 70-66. The year before that, they lost to Cape Fear in the postseason. And these are games ultimately, as that squad walked away from, they felt they were the better team. Coach Smith felt there were 2 games that they let slip away, and now here they are with an opportunity to go potentially even farther. A squad that returned 6 players from last year. Of course, Coach Maureen Smith had a conversation with her right before tonight's tip. The best of both worlds. She grew up in the East Coast in New Jersey, spent a lot of time down in Florida. She's battle-tested. She has been an assistant at Oakland University, UCF, Bradley, Southern Illinois, Elmhurst College as well. She was the head coach at East Stroudsburg, led the team to its first ever Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference tournament in 4 years back in the day, and that was in 2012, 2013. She's no nonsense. She tells people exactly how it is. She's a straight shooter, and she is as honest and open with absolutely complete transparency to the young ladies on her roster. So they are here. They've come across the way, and her philosophy is we'll play anyone, anytime. And I think it's tremendous for them to go out of their bailiwick, their comfort zone of Florida, to come across the country and started up in Arizona. They had some time today. They took in a national park, the team, to kind of soak in the environment and not make it all about basketball, but make it all about the experience as well. So Coach Maureen Smith and a very talented team taking on a Chandler-Gilbert team that is coming out for a second game on home court, trying to establish its offensive identity and trying to build on last night's first loss of the season right on home court, but a learning moment as both teams get ready to run and gun here as we look at the starting lineups for this very talented Panthers team. It starts with Gabriella Toledo, a guard, number 12, Taylor Blackshear. She's going to be one to watch, putting up 20 a game. Point guard, number 20, Mia Lewis. Number 23, Sarah Gorman, a forward. And, of course, number 24, Isabella Rivera, who is popping 19 and 10. On the other side, for Chandler-Gilbert, Shirley Yazzie, number 10, a guard. Number 14, Hannah Williams, a forward. Number 20, McKaylin Horsley, a freshman, doing a good job bringing the ball up the court. Number 21, Sarah Smout, a sophomore. And number 33, Chloe Olberg, a force down low in the post. And by the way, on press row, joining us, and we might have to get his thoughts at some point, is the big man in the middle for Chandler-Gilbert, Parker Larson, who is literally a couple feet away from me on the sidelines here on press row. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. I think for Chandler-Gilbert, another opportunity to get better, another opportunity to prepare itself for the toughness of their conference, which is just a matter of weeks away before they get in. So you play Southern Nevada, you play this Palm Beach State team right out of the gates, talking about getting prepared early, often, so there is nothing behind the curtain. There is no, the players can't go to Coach Strickland and say, well, we didn't see, no, you've seen everything. It's time to play ball. It's time to elevate, dominate, and be in the top four to go back to the postseason for a third straight year. And we're going to take a short timeout. We have the school announcements and the national anthem.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you rise if you are able to, and gentlemen, remove your hats as we honor our country and those who serve and pay the ultimate price for our freedom with the playing of our national anthem.
National anthem in the books, and now the starting lineups for both squads are going to be announced. The referees for tonight's contest, Ezekiel Simmons, Eric Helmick, and Breck Montoya. Had an opportunity, Matt, to talk to Coach Strickland about last night's first game, and he said basically nerves early. Nerves, he said, but in the second half, the team got into more of a flow and into a better rhythm and seemed more comfortable on the court. So he is front-loading this schedule to really beef up the team and get them ready for the matchups against, of course, Scottsdale, Mesa, Glendale, Pima, all the powers that they're going to see on this side of the conference. And you and I have talked about just how tough this region is. Mesa, number 3. Pima, number 8. Scottsdale, who Palm Beach just knocked off last night, number 16. And Palm Beach, they are going outside their comfort zone. They're got a matchup on the road coming up with Johnson County Community College right down the road. And so they are gearing themselves up and to beef up their schedule. And the thing about them, they play down in Florida, and it's kind of a tough situation for them. They're in a conference where they're one of few D2 teams. Every other team is a D1, so they're playing those teams nonstop. It's only making them better. And what I love about that conference is there's no, oh, we're not going to play that team because they're a D2.
Right.
And coach will go anywhere. She'll play a D2, she'll play a D1, anyone to get her program ready to go. So we're looking at 2 teams, one out of their Valleywick coming from Florida all the way across the country to get in quality competition. Chandler-Gilbert right out of the gates under Coach Strickland, beefing up that schedule early to get them ready for the bulk of what's to come.
Yeah, I mean, clearly different dynamics than last night. Both teams kind of a fresh slate, new girls, new team. And tonight, Palm Beach coming in strong with a lot of returners, a good system, coach having kind of a method to what she does. And so this will be an interesting game, and hopefully the Coyotes build off what they learned last night. And look, Palm Beach clearly has a strong inside game, can take to the hoop. So I'd be defending the inside and trying to get shots up.
Rivera kicks it out. That's going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Yazzie. Down court.
Good run.
Opportunity. Chandler-Gilbert up and in. The great feed, and Michaelan Horsley knocks it home. That's a good start for Chandler-Gilbert on the great feed down court from Yazzie.
And Joe, that's something we saw a lot last night in the second half. They were being pressed all night by Southern Nevada and really feeling that pressure. But midway through in that second half, Horsley and Smout really found that rhythm to get the fast break, and Horsley gets that bucket. So it's good to see them acting upon that early in tonight's game.
Gabriela Toledo denied in the post, and that's going to be a turnover on Chandler-Gilbert. So this is a Palm Beach team that has come out of the gates with 3 victories, knocking off Daytona State College 97-86, Catawba Valley Community College 72-42, and Scottsdale 50-41. So they've shown all kinds of contrasting styles.
Oh, good feed.
That's a good pass inside, and that's going to be a foul on Chandler-Gilbert. That's going to be against Hannah Williams, and that's going to be her first team foul for Chandler-Gilbert. So the great thing last night, Matt, as well, even though they scored 2 points in that second period, offensively, Chandler-Gilbert got better in the second half, and defensively, they played a solid second frame. So everything is about carrying over and trying to get better for tonight's contest. Mia Lewis, a freshman point guard, and she is having a tremendous season as she scoops it in. Nice play by Lewis getting to the rim. Lewis, talk about her 15 and 5, and talking about stepping in in a point guard position for a team that's got deep postseason aspirations and leading the charge early on with the team coming out of the gates with 3 victories. Palm Beach State working the weave, top of the key, in the lane, and that's going to be some contact drawn.
And you can see Palm Beach, they're really testing waters. It's a little bit different dynamic than last night versus Southern Nevada. Southern Nevada coming out strong, running the ball, and Palm Beach taking their time, reading the court, testing the waters, driving in, penetrating, kicking out. A little more finesse to the offense.
Blackshear at the line. A 71% free throw shooter. Of course, these are stats from only a handful of games. Blackshear, quick hands, dynamic. Lines up and drops it in.
And if record's anything like it shows, Blackshear is somebody, we're going to see this a lot tonight. Able to shimmy, shake, take a big drive, and either she's going to get to that hoop or she's going to get the foul, which she did in that last play.
So what we saw from Chandler-Gilbert last night, a lot of problems off the inbounds.
Yeah.
And they corrected that in the second frame, but right there, the turnover, once again, you and I have talked about that. Matt is not using the sidelines to get that pass in because that's basically, that sidelines is an extra defender. And in that case, it backfired against the Coyotes.
Well, that's really the other thing, too. I like what we saw in that first play here tonight. Good, decisive decision-making, passing, and getting the ball down court. Sometimes the Coyotes, early on in the game, like Strickland said, get a little rattled and the passes get messy. And so they need to make sure to get out of that habit and really make the smart pass.
Knocked down by Toledo on the great feed from Mia Lewis. Great execution, a 6-2 Palm Beach advantage. And they're going to call that on Toledo. A little reach-in foul. 6-2, Panthers early. So glad you can join us on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Joe Paclano alongside Matt McCurdy. Chandler-Gilbert taking on the number 15 team in the country. Palm Beach State coming off back-to-back postseason appearances. Down in the blocks. Good post defense by Rivera. She's putting it on the deck. Rivera. Palm Beach fires it up from the outside and knocked down by Mia Lewis. Palm Beach was looking for maybe one more pass, but Mia Lewis had the good look. Kick out. That one is in and out, and Rivera up and in. At 10-2, Palm Beach advantage. And we've seen a little bit of everything from Palm Beach. We've seen Mia Lewis facilitate. We've seen Mia Lewis able to hit that short-range jumper, and this Palm Beach State team, which is so good offensively, a team that's putting up 84 points a game, showing flashes of why they are so dynamic, not just up and down the court, but as well as the half-court game.
Yeah, Palm Beach has done a great job opening up space for their shots. I love that little drive we saw and then that kick out to the shot. But then most importantly, Isabel Rivera with that quick rebound that we talked about before the game even started that she was going to be able to do, pulling it down and going right back up to get that extra point. And we talk a lot about how those rebounds are really the lifeblood of winning the game. You know, it just gives your team extra chances to make the point.
Checking in for Chandler-Gilbert, number 2, Melanie Ortiz. Chandler-Gilbert trying to get it out of the backcourt. Savannah Horton, number 11, also in. Alana West as well. Daniel from the outside. Nice soft little pull-up. Good basket by Chandler-Gilbert. They beat the press, and Daniel with the short-range jumper.
And Joe, that's so good to see here. Palm Beach going into that press on the Coyotes and then able to break it right off the bat. We did not see that last night. It took them a long time to figure that out. So being able to decisively get down court means that they're figuring out how to get out of that press.
Daniel down below comes up with a big rebound. Alana West up the court. Ortiz, top of the key. Swings it over. Alana West, long range. West knocks it home. Alana West, a deep three. Now a 10-7 ball game. Chandler-Gilbert now making some noise offensively. Panthers go inside. It's going to be Alana West picking up the foul.
You know, one thing the Coyotes are going to want to be careful. Right now, they've switched into a 3-2 defense. 3 guards up top, 2 down low. But remember, Palm Beach has got some serious height in Isabella Rivera and Sarah Gorman. So they need to be careful about those forwards running in, getting the high over the arch pass, and putting it in.
They pound the ball down low. Good post defense. And that's going to be out of bounds. The double team on Isabella Rivera. Now Chandler-Gilbert with the opportunity to potentially die this one. West. And almost another turnover. And once again, we're seeing Chandler-Gilbert kind of struggling off the inbounds. Also in the game, Juliet Botiller, a freshman, number 22. West kicks it outside to Botiller. They go inside. Daniel kicks it outside. West will fire it up. And West off the front of the iron. They go back to West. Shot clock at 15. West taken away by Mia Lewis. Lewis gets it over. Blackshear, open floor.
Good pass.
Rivera kicks it in the corner. Mia Lewis, quick step. Chandler-Gilbert down below. Rivera from the outside. Rivera with a good elbow and a 12-7 Palm Beach advantage. And that goes a kick call. And it goes in favor of Chandler-Gilbert with 4:58 left in the first period.
And Joe, you gotta love that little jumper from Isabel Rivera. Normally, when you've got a girl with that height, you're not used to seeing pull up a jumper like a guard, and that was just a nice, smooth catch and release.
Well, what is really exciting to see is Chandler-Gilbert with some really good offensive possessions the last couple times down the floor. Botiller thought about it. Gives it out. Shot from the outside. Won't go. Ball's loose on the floor. Goes back in favor of Chandler-Gilbert. Checking in for the Panthers. Number 22, Bree Williams, a sophomore from Mansfield, Texas. Of course, Chandler-Gilbert tonight in the home black and teal. Palm Beach in the visiting white and green. Chandler-Gilbert going right to left on your screen. Ortiz kicks it out to West. West drives the lane, banks it off the glass, and it drops. Alana West heating up 5 first period points. Coyotes down 12-9 after falling behind 10-2. Turnover. Active hands by Chandler-Gilbert. They work it out. They kick it back out. Botiller. Savannah Horton. Outside from Daniel. Shot won't go. Underneath. Following. Going up a third time. Lewis transition. Hectic pace. And Botiller comes up with a steal. West up the floor. Chandler-Gilbert holding its own early. And you'd love to see that. Botiller works it out to Melanie Ortiz. West guarded by Blackshear. West quick step. Contact, and Blackshear will pick up the foul. And you gotta like what you're seeing from Alana West. In control. And really putting her imprint on this one early. Checking in, Brianna Martin for Chandler-Gilbert.
Yeah, really liking Alana West in that number 2 position where she can be a facilitator off the ball, get the pass. And that was just great execution. Holding her own, laying the lane clear, and then driving. We know she can draw the foul. It was just a great execution on her half.
Alana, 6 first period points. That one off the mark. Grab by Palm Beach. Blackshear. Full throttle. Fires it up. Wild shot from the outside. Rebounded by West. See Palm Beach, they like to run up and down, but how fast they were to get back defensively.
Yeah.
Worked over to Horton. She lets it fly. That's off the mark. Rebound by Gorman. Blackshear fires it across the way. Adamo. Now it's in the post. The shot by Bree Williams draws the foul. Ortiz. Fourth team foul. Chandler-Gilbert. As Bree Williams goes the line. Shooting 55%. And knocks down the first. And that will always make a coach happy, being able to capitalize at the free throw line. And Williams gets a soft roll. 14-10, Chandler-Gilbert trailing by 4 after being down 10-2. West in the lane. West inside feed, and the great bank by Brianna Martin. And Chandler-Gilbert just looks so much better offensively than what we saw last night. Light years better, a fluidity, and just a good comprehension of exactly what they need to be and where they need to be on the floor. Dish to the outside, three-pointer, and that is off the mark. Horton skying for the rebound. Chandler-Gilbert with an opportunity to tie this one. And West has led the charge with 6 first period points. West gets the high screen from Ortiz. Now flicks it in the corner. Horton thought about it, puts it on the deck. Horton will work it back out. Ortiz, soft pull-up, off the mark. Loose ball, grabbed by Palm Beach. Toledo among the Giants rips it down. Toledo outside. Gorman swings it back out to Blackshear, top of the key. 17 on the shot clock. Worked back outside. Gorman. They go inside. Blackshear. Toledo. A lot of touches. And this is fired up, and that's off the mark. Bree Williams with a good look. And Chandler-Gilbert showing some toughness down in the blocks. Toledo picks up the foul, her second. Checking in, Suri Thomas, number 10 for Palm Beach.
And I love what Coach Strickland's done, sticking Brianna Martin into the mix, letting her fill up that size with her height. And like we talked about, Palm Beach has good height. They know how to penetrate. Coyotes doing a really good job keeping it on the outside and force them to really swing it around and take those outside shots.
So this Coyotes team up for the challenge against the number 15 team in the country. Horton from long range. That's off the mark. Grabbed by Blackshear. Blackshear full throttle down the court. Now she'll pull it back out. Rivera. Now a tie-up on the court. Suri Thomas. Once again, good post defense by Chandler-Gilbert with the active hands.
What I really like, Joe, from last night to tonight, the Coyotes just seem a little more dialed in, a little more sharp, and just moving at a more intense pace. And maybe that's from Southern Nevada coming out so strong and fast-paced that they realize they've got to react a lot quicker. I don't know what the flip was, but loving the intensity.
Ortiz.
Good pass.
Going inside. And the finish by Olberg. This one's tied at 14. Blackshear held in check so far in the lane. Works it out to Thomas, and that one is going away. And checking back in is Mia Lewis, freshman point guard. 8 seconds left in the first period. Opportunity from the outside. They go inside, and that is knocked away by Blackshear. with 2.4 seconds left. Maureen Smith and the Panthers getting tested in this one. Yazzie from the outside, and Yazzie connects from the corner. And what a end to the first period for Chandler-Gilbert, down 10-2, and they rally, outscoring the Panthers 15-4 as Yazzie nails the three at the buzzer to end the first. And Matt, talk about a tales of starting slow and ending strong, and Matt Strickland and crew rising to the occasion here on home court.
Yeah, it's just impressive. I mean, Matt Strickland, you can hear him yelling. We could hear him yelling from the sideline on that last 2-second play. Execute, execute, execute. And it's clear he's got the team dialed in and locked in. And what a great execution by Cheryl Liazzi on that last shot, just absolutely putting it away. But that's a team effort, and I think that's what we're seeing here tonight. This isn't just a one-game show. They're working as a team. They're way more decisive. I've seen some great passes and looks. I mean, that last one down to Chloe Olberg. Quick pass right there. She turns, goes up strong. Just the perfect play. And defensively, really locking it down and putting Palm Beach in a bit of a frazzle in that last part where I think they're used to diving in, dishing it to the inside, and taking it up strong. So great execution as Coach Strickland is yelling from his Coyotes.
And the big thing for Palm Beach, anytime Mia Lewis was running the point, they were calm, controlled, very decisive. When she stepped down, the team kind of lost its focus, got a little erratic, and now they're talking things over, trailing by 3. And for Chandler-Gilbert, gotta love the improvement from game 1 to game 2. It started slow, but the offensive rhythm really took shape. Alana West, big in that first period with 6 points. And West will lead the charge to start the second. Deed up by Mia Lewis. Ortiz, guarded by Bree Williams. West on the wing. Now it's Palm Beach with active hands. Bree Williams. Blackshear cleans it up. Won't go. Ball's on the deck, and Chandler-Gilbert comes up with it. Great effort as they work it back out to West. West, Ortiz in the corner, lets it fly. That is just off the mark. Lewis, mad scramble, and it's going to be a loose ball foul against Chandler-Gilbert. Foul call goes against Melanie Ortiz. Daniel checking back in. Ortiz checking out. 2 quick fouls. Got to save her for bigger and better moments. 9:24 left in this second period. Mia Lewis guarded by West. That's going to be a great matchup. Yazzie on Blackshear. And Sherrill will give Blackshear a run for her money because she is a hard-working player. Blackshear in the lane and misses underneath, much to the disdain of Maureen Smith right in front of us. Coyotes defense impressive after allowing 10 quick points. Olberg underneath, can't connect. Rivera with the rebound. Palm Beach looking for a basket in a big way. Lewis puts it on the deck. Lewis drives off the mark. Coming up, going the other way. Kaylin Horsley gets it over to West. West directing traffic over to Daniel. Picked up by Gorman. Worked over. Horsley. Yazzie. The fake, the bake, fires, and Yazzie connects from the outside. Cheryl Yazzie showing the range. Just a great effort by Yazzie. 19-14 Chandler-Gilbert. Now it's Palm Beach looking up on the scoreboard a little bit more. Blackshear, floater, off the mark. Daniel, physical force, rips another rebound down. Coach Strickland on that sidelines, directing traffic. Worked over to Daniel on the high post.
And so far, the Coyotes have just really done a great job pairing up with the Palm Beach defenders and really staying on top of their man and locking them down.
Goldberg,
Wow.
how about that down low? Little fake, and knocks it home. She's got 4 points.
And that's what you want to see from a forward in the post. Grab that ball, put your body into them, and go up strong.
And a tremendous effort by Daniel off the bench. Key rebounds. Mad scramble on the floor. Possession goes in favor of Palm Beach. But right now, just a collective effort of energy and hustle by Chandler-Gilbert with a 7-point lead here in the second period.
And you can tell from the Coyotes, the intensity's just dialed up to another level. They're getting their hands in the little nooks and corners where they can get the reach or the grab and pull the ball away, and that's what's making the difference, is that little bit of effort.
Mia Lewis. The straw that stirs the drink for the Panthers. Great drive up and in, and you just can't teach that kind of will and just that sheer athleticism with that quick step. And a much needed basket for the Panthers. Ortiz, Bo Tiller to Daniel. Worked outside, Yazzie. Yazzie kicks it back out. Shot clock winding down. Down low, Olberg, blocked by Palm Beach. And great defense by the Panthers. They lock up Chandler-Gilbert. And we saw this Palm Beach State team last night via the final score, locking up Scottsdale in a very hard-fought game, 50-41. So Palm Beach more than capable of playing half-court defense and locking up any team. Gorman on the outside, picked up by Daniel. Good defense, Yazzie all over Bree Williams. Mia Lewis picked up by West, worked over to Bree Williams. Williams thought about putting it on the deck, pulls it back out. Rivera getting to the paint. Rivera turnaround, won't go. Bree Williams there. Good post defense again, and Daniel with the hustle. Fighting and scrapping. Excellent work by Celaya Daniel, the freshman.
And just great energy. I mean, that's what you want to see when the ball goes to the floor, people diving for it because you want your team to get possession, and both teams going very hard to make sure their team ends up on top.
Yazzie, who's hit a couple big buckets in this one. Daniel up top, swings it to West. Worked over. Horsley lets it fly. Horsley, nothing but net. Chandler-Gilbert leading by 8. Blackshear about to check back in.
And that's something we saw at the very end of last night's game. Horsley coming out strong in the last quarter and just pulling away 3 after 3. And so it's good to see her in this second quarter starting to hit that mark.
Gorman misses from the outside. Horsley up the floor. Winding down to 5 minutes left in the second period. Worked over, Yazzie, the sophomore. Daniel lost the handle for a split second. And Palm Beach gets the turnover as Blackshear checks in and Leda Adamo checks out. Blackshear so far held in check with 1 point. Team's leading scorer at 20 points per contest. Blackshear, they dump it down to Rivera in the post. Rivera, good fake, a little too strong off the glass. West with a rebound. Alana up the floor quickly, work in the corner, Yazzie. Work down the outside, Horsley. And Horsley buries the 3. Chandler-Gilbert, 27-16. Horsley with 8 points. And what a tremendous turn of events after last night's struggle offensively. Team is fluid. They're hitting their shots. Shot clock at 5. Blackshear. And they're going to call the foul on Sherrill. That's her first. But once again, good defense by Chandler-Gilbert, forcing Palm Beach deep into the shot clock, and that's just a great backdoor play by Gorman. And we've got a full timeout on the floor for Palm Beach. 27-18, the 15th ranked team in the country, getting knocked in the mouth by Chandler-Gilbert. And Matt, we've covered Chandler-Gilbert basketball on the women's side for the last year or so. This is the best the team has ever looked offensively. They've got into the half-court offense quickly, and they're hitting their shots, and they're setting and shooting with confidence. And this is something we didn't see at all last year.
Yeah, this is a shock. Coming out of last night's game, we saw the embers of different players being able to put the pieces together. Michaelin Horsley, for example, coming out strong in that fourth, shooting some shots. But this is a team sport, right? The pieces have to fall together, and we're seeing that here tonight as they just, as you said, Joe, fluidly pass the ball one another, are decisive, and they've really been able to find the gaps within the defense of Palm Beach. Gotta love what Cheryl Yazzi's doing to Taylor Blackshear, who we know is just such an offensive dominant player, and Yazzi's pretty much effectively locked her up on defense.
Horsley with 8, West with 6, Yazzie with 5, Blackshear 1 point, Mia Lewis with 6, Isabella Rivera 4. So the big 3 contained so far. Horton, Yazzie.
Great look.
Good work by Chandler-Gilbert beating the press. West, Horton, and misses the scoop underneath. Blackshear dishes it out. Lewis worked it to Rivera. Rivera back out to Blackshear. Lewis on the wing. Thought about it. Blackshear, and she gets called for the travel. Chandler-Gilbert active on the rotation, drawing Blackshear to work herself into the travel call. 3:38 left. Horsley, tremendous off the bench, 8 points. Yazzie set that tone, hitting that 3 at the end of the first. Alana West and Chandler-Gilbert showing his poise. Coach Strickland right to our right, guiding the ship. Calling for the play. Horton, top of the key, swings it out. Yazzie, guarded by Rivera. Horsley lets it fly from 3. That one off the back of the iron. Grabbed down by Rivera, who averages 10 rebounds a game. Lewis, spin move. Rivera will take a step up. Rivera off the mark. Grabbed by Horsley. And it's going to be a loose ball foul against Chandler-Gilbert against Horsley. That's her first. 27-18, 3 minutes left in the first half. Alana West checks out. Sarah Smout checks in. And we are back as the referees blow the whistle. Rivera inside. They kick it back out to Blackshear. Blackshear elbow. That's long. Daniel with another rebound. Daniel has played big off the bench with some big time physicality. Work to that left side. Horsley over to Horton. 18 on the shot clock. Rivera on the high post guarding her. Blackshear coming out on Yazzie. Yazzie on the wing. Works it to Daniel. Daniel puts it on the floor. And Daniel draws the contact. Great work by the freshman. Foul call will go against Sarah Gorman.
And the Coyotes doing a really good job offensively spreading Palm Beach's defense out. I love how they're using more of the court tonight, really spreading it out, making good passes. And you can see Palm Beach really leaving themselves some open gaps here for the Coyotes to run in.
And Lewis coming out, trying to get a steal off Horsley. Daniel works it to Yazzie. Yazzie, 7 on the shot clock. And Lewis grabs the rebound. Lewis, track shoes on, down the lane, and she'll go to the line and shoot a pair. And you get to see the explosiveness of Mia Lewis in the open court. She is fearless, and she feels she can make a basket at any given point, and she draws the contact and will shoot a pair.
And that's really the type of leadership you want on the court from your main point guard. You know, leading the march fiercely, driving in. And you can tell, you know, she wants to win this game. She wants to get in there and get her team scoring. And so she's willing to lead the march.
Lewis, a perfect 13 of 13 from the free throw line and make that 14 of 14. And that's impressive for a freshman. The ability to hit free throws late in games, paramount for a team that's been in the postseason the last 2 years and expects even bigger results this year. Chandler-Gilbert beats the press, doing a tremendous job. Yazzie in the corner. Smout will let it fly. Smout off the side of the iron. Smout comes up with it. Gets it to Daniel. Chandler-Gilbert can regroup. Another good offensive possession. 27-20. Smout. Rivera out of the post. Out on the paint. And that's going to be a foul call against Bree Williams.
24.
Call that a blocking foul.
Hey, 24. Hey.
Olberg checking back in. Daniel checking out. Talk about great minutes by Celaya Daniel. Off the inbounds. Yazzie. Guarded and comes up with for a split second. Looked like she had her own rebound. Lewis back the other way. Lewis starting to take control offensively for the team and goes up and in. Talk about tremendous determination by Mia Lewis, and she's going to go to the line for the three-point play. She scored the last 4 points for Palm Beach. That one off the mark. Her first miss at the free throw line this year. Now 14 of 15. Smout guarded by Blackshear. Blackshear held in check. On the other side, Olberg down low. Olberg fires it up, and Olberg draws the contact. Sarah Gorman will pick up the foul, and Olberg will go to the line.
And Joe, I'm
About to check back in for the Panthers. Surrey Thomas. I love the ball movement. I love the confidence Chandler-Gilbert is displaying right now. Active defensively, and they're getting a lot of contributions from their bench.
Yeah, I love what Chloe Olberg on that last play. I love how she's coming out to her guard, setting a great strong pick, and then backing her man up and taking it strong to the hoop, and then obviously getting the foul call there.
Olberg connects on 1 of 2. She's got 5 points, a 6-point Chandler-Gilbert lead. Under 1 minute left in a very entertaining first half from the Coyote Center. Chandler-Gilbert hosting the number 15 team in the country. Blackshear down in the blocks. Yazzie all over her. Rivera now feeling the wrath of the Coyotes post defense, and that is thrown away. Active hands start with Yazzie on Blackshear. Great rotation, and Chandler-Gilbert will have an opportunity late, and now it's Matt Strickland calling a timeout. And gotta love Chandler-Gilbert with the active hands. We've seen Cheryl Yazzie make some big shots, but right now she is in the back pocket of Taylor Blackshear, the team's leading scorer, the sophomore, part of a playoff team from last year, who averages 20 points. And right now, Blackshear has got 2 points on the night.
Yeah. I mean, the Coyotes have just, I'm not sure which one's more impressive, offense or defense, but nonetheless, defense has just been absolutely fantastic. And I love more than anything, we saw it earlier on, the double coverage sometimes. Cheryl Yazzie picking up one and then automatically switching right over to the next, and every teammate really filling the gap. and getting their piece of the action. And that's what you want to see. That's what's really tripping up Palm Beach, is just that active defense and causing that flustered throwaway passes that we saw in that last play.
Coyotes, 25 seconds. Shot clock differential about 5 or 6 seconds. Horton, Smout, Yazzie, Horsley, Holberg on the floor. That one, talk about a soft roll by Horsley. She's got 10. Lewis the other way. Fearless dishes it inside. Thomas loses the handle. And the Coyotes will have an opportunity with 2.3 seconds left. Once again, great defense. Coyotes getting back in transition, making life not easy as Yazzie fires it at the buzzer. And at the half, it's Chandler-Gilbert with the 30-22 lead. And Chandler-Gilbert will go into the locker room feeling so good about what it has accomplished in the first frame. And we're talking about a team, Matt, last night, they had 9 points in the first half against Southern Nevada, and here they've put up 30 against the number 15 team in the country and look fluid, active, and of course, great defense has led to great offense as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. I mean, it's night and day difference from last night to today, and it's been fun to watch. This has been an exciting first half. Both teams incredibly talented. We've seen great performance so far from Mia Lewis and let's see who else, Isabel Rivera and even Taylor Blackshear. But man, the Coyotes have just been so dominant defensively, offensively, and I love the execution. It's been dialed in. You even see that in that last few seconds of the play, them listening to Coach Strickland say, slow it down, let's run something right, let's run what we've practiced, and you see that result in a point from McKaylin Horsley. So just excellent execution across the board, and really a complete transformation from what we saw last night.
Horsley with 10 points, Alana West with 6, Olberg and Shirl Yazzie with 5 apiece. On the other side, Mia Lewis with 10 points. And as we talked about, the other big two of the equation, Isabella Rivera, only 4 points, and Taylor Blackshear with only 2 points. And I think we can talk so much about the offense because this is the best the team has looked offensively since we've covered the women's program. They just fluid, they look confident, the ball movement's fantastic. Tonight, it started a little rough with the inbounds passes, and we saw some turnovers, but after that, it worked itself out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
They got into their offense quickly, and then the shot selection was great, but the confidence of shooting the shots. And we haven't seen any really bad offensive possessions. Everything's been worked well. They've had good opportunities, and here they are with an 8-point lead. And I think for Palm Beach, can't make excuses, and Coach Maureen Smith won't. She's not that kind of person. She's a straight shooter, will tell you exactly what's on her mind, and she's not going to use the excuse of tired legs. Look,
No.
They beat Scottsdale last night, 50-41, in a grinded-out kind of game, and I'm expecting more of that in this second frame. I can't see her team being held in check, and I can't see Blackshear being held to a second half where she only finishes with 4 to 8 points. I think she's going to have to come up big, but I think a lot of it has to do with spacing as well and making the extra pass.
Yeah.
I think right now they're relying so much on the big three that the movement is just not there, and that is something they're going to be talking about at the half. So a tremendous first half for Coach Strickland and his team, just tremendous. With an 8-point lead, and we'll take a short timeout from the Coyote Center. It's Palm Beach State, the number 15 team in the country, losing to Chandler-Gilbert at the half, 30-22. More coming up on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network.
I'm on, I guess.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We're just minutes away from the second half of the Chandler-Gilbert Coyotes versus the Palm Beach Panthers game here at Chandler-Gilbert Community College. And on broadcast, we've got Parker Larson from the men's basketball team. He's helping out with some of the technology, and we're going to give him a quick little interview here. And Parker, obviously we saw you go down in that last game from a knee injury. We weren't sure what the outcome was. So tell us where you're at, how you're feeling. I think viewers want to know how the big man for the basketball team is feeling.
Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good, feeling a lot better than I was 2 days ago. I was a little worried back then, but been getting in the training room, trying to get right, doing a bunch of rehab and icing it, staying off of it. And, yeah, I should be ready to go in no time. So, yeah.
Good. Well, we definitely want to see you on the court, and you're such a key component, so that's good to hear. And obviously the boys been on the road, played Morton College this week, and then Colorado, and came out successful against Morton College, taking the win, but then losing by 3 against Colorado. So tell us, you were there live, you watched the game. What was the outcome? How was it going? Give us a little breakdown.
Yeah, so against Morton College, they were a good team, good physical team as well. They were super athletic, super long, and it was a good challenge for us. But we came out with that W pretty easily, and well, not easily, but we came out with that W confidently.
Yeah.
But then we played Colorado Northwestern the next day, and it was just it was a very physical game. It was a grimy game. Like we struggled to shoot from outside a little bit, struggled to knock down free throws a little bit too, and control the ball, control the pressure a little bit. But we grinded, and the effort was good and everything. And unfortunately, we lost that heartbreaker by 3. But it was a good learning experience for us, and we had the opportunity to learn and grow from it. And we're looking forward to go to Florida this week and do our best and hopefully kick some tails. So,
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to see the results of that game. And how's the team feeling for Florida?
Yeah, we're feeling good. We're feeling excited. I think all of us are just trying to get right, trying to get healthy, and excited for this road game, this tournament to go to. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And just give some context on that Colorado Northwestern game. Obviously taking the loss, as you mentioned, Parker, but a 63-60 game, a really close loss, 3-point difference. And this is a D1 team that you guys were playing, typically scoring 78 points per game. So I think that just goes to show the level of defense that you guys always maintain, regardless of if you're scoring offensively, really keeping them below their average points per game. So it's fun to watch. You guys are a great, thriving team, it sounds like, and we're excited to see what comes from Jacksonville. But then also when you're back on the home court playing against, I don't know who's first, but then Pima.
I think we play Pima right as we get back. Yeah, I think Pima's our first game back.
Well, that's going to be exciting. So,
yeah.
Awesome. Well, Parker, it's been great to have you here, and kind of a
here.
surprise little interview, but might as well get it in while we're here, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Hey, thank you.
And we are closing in on the second half between a highly contested contest between Chandler-Gilbert and number 15 Palm Beach State. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler-Gilbert Sports Network. Joe Pequeno alongside Matt McCurdy, and we kind of look at Chandler-Gilbert, just a complete team effort. We've seen great efforts off the bench by Celaya Daniel. The starters doing a tremendous job. Horsley coming in and leading the path with 10 points. And on the other side, Chandler-Gilbert locking up Taylor Blackshear with only 2 points in the first half. And now my conversation with Coach Maureen Smith, she said for her squad, they got to take care of the basketball, and shots are just not falling. So we'll see how things line up in this second frame. And for Chandler-Gilbert, they're a half away from one of the biggest wins in program history if they can sustain the energy and effort.
Absolutely, and that's the big thing, Joe, right? Sustaining that energy they've had in the first half.
On the floor for Chandler-Gilbert, Olberg, Smout, Yazzie, Williams. And that is up and in. Blackshear getting on track in the third. Yazzie dumps it down. Olberg down low. Olberg up and in over Sarah Gorman. Olberg now with 7 points. So how about Chandler-Gilbert automatically answering Rivera? Rivera looked like took one extra step, got away with it. Lewis, top of the key. Blackshear, couple dribbles. Yazzie, tremendous defense. How about the spin by Blackshear? Lewis in the lane. The prayer won't go. Follows her shot and gets a rebound. Coach Strickland wanted a 3-second call, didn't get it, and had every reason to call for it. Sarah Smout over to Hannah Williams. Gabriella Toledo, Rivera, Blackshear, Lewis, Gorman on the floor. Williams right down the lane, and Williams just got too deep. Blackshear on the rebound. Blackshear up the floor, behind the back, and will get called for the travel. One too many steps. Coach Maureen Smith, right in front of us, was hoping Blackshear would find that inside pass potentially for the easy basket inside. 32-24. Horsley. And that's going to be an offensive foul against Olberg down in the blocks. And that was a quick call by the refereeing cool. 32-24. Lewis sees a double team immediately. Rivera. They try to work it down to Gorman. Active hands. Yazzie with the steal. Yazzie over to Olberg. Olberg. And the soft roll. Olberg now with 9 points. Coyotes up 10.
And Yazzie just having just a great game tonight. I mean, right off the bat, that little Taylor Blackshear making that little correction going down lane, and Yazzie on the next play, fixing her defense, correcting that, and then a great steal there at the next play.
Blackshear, couple dribbles, scoops it up, won't go. Blackshear follows her shot, pulls it back out, gets it over Lewis. 15 on the shot clock. Rivera swings it over to Gorman. Gorman, Lewis, working Horsley. Lewis, great defense. Toledo from long range, and Toledo off the front of the iron. And the Panthers get the call. Tremendous rotation defensively by the Coyotes. Panthers locked up off the inbounds. Worked out to Toledo. 14, Gorman over to Lewis. Lewis on the wing. Good defense down in the blocks. Blackshear has to pull it out. 3 on the shot clock. Blackshear over to Gorman. Gorman will let it fly. And Gorman connects from 3. And how about the presence by Blackshear to find Gorman out in the wing, and Gorman delivers. It's a 7-point game. Yazzie swings it over to Williams. Smout. Toledo, tight man-to-man defense. Smout thought about it. Horsley, no hesitation. And Horsley off the front of the iron. Williams is there on the putback. Hannah Williams cherry picking, and the sweet, oh so good. 36-26. But another good offensive possession by the Coyotes. Blackshear loses the handle. Horsley off the loose ball. Smout with Toledo giving chase. 20 on the shot clock. High screen from Olberg. Smout, dish out. Horsley from the outside. Bang! Horsley from long range. She's got 13, and the lead is 13. Lewis swings over to Blackshear. Blackshear in the lane. Blocked by Yazzie. Great defense. Yazzie gets it down the floor. Smout saves it. Smout works it back out.
Great move.
Did not panic whatsoever. Looked like she was going to get trapped in the corner. Yazzie will reset as the Coyotes get into their half-court offense. Yazzie with Lewis right in her back pocket. Over to Smout. Toledo giving chase. Smout loses the handle, and good defense by Toledo, forcing the turnover. Daniel West, as well as Savannah Horton, about to check in. Bree Williams, number 22, checking in for Blackshear. 39-26. Elena West, also on the floor. Inbounds. Daniel. Daniel, smooth. Misses the bunny underneath. Gorman the rebound. Lewis up the floor. Inside dish. Rivera up and in. Lewis fired a fastball down the middle of the floor. Yazzie on the wing.
And that's something I'd like to see more from Palm Beach, is working Riviera into the mix, letting her do some drives and dishing it over the top here. She's got such great length and height, and she's been hitting her mark when she gets the ball. Just like that. I mean, right away, automatic. She gets it, she goes up.
Rivera forces her will, imposes it on the Coyotes. 9-point game, 39-30. 4:21 left in the third. Yazzie picked up by Toledo. Yazzie almost lost the handle. Try to backdoor it. Horsley, 5 on the shot clock. Yazzie lets it fly from deep, and that's off the mark. Great defense by the Panthers. Lewis on her giddy up, shoots it outside. Toledo from 3, knocks it down. It's a 6-point game, and Matt Strickland's got to burn a timeout. So Palm Beach, offense comes and goes. They pick it up defensively, leads to transition offense. Toledo from the corner on the great feed. It's a 6-point game.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, I love what I'm seeing from both these teams. It's intense, they're passionate, they want this game so badly. A great read from Coach Smith. I think, you know what, the pressure's on Taylor Blackshear to drive in, dribble the ball, make her move. She's got such a great flow, but it's just not hitting tonight. And the Coyotes have locked her down defensively. And so her pulling her out, letting her open up the defense, get a few more passes in there, I think was a smart move, and hopefully they'll work her back into the game. But now that they're getting the passes going and flowing, I think Palm Beach starting to put some points on the board.
Olberg, 4 points in the third to pace the Coyotes. Horsley, 3 threes. A game high, 13 points.
Yeah.
And right now, collectively, this Chandler-Gilbert team getting contributions up and down the roster.
Yeah. And what I'd love to see a little more of from the Coyotes, get a few more passes in, keep taking those shots. They're working, the girls are hitting, but work your big men in there. They've done a great job coming off the screen, the pick and roll, and going up strong. Love to see more of that as well.
So here we go. 3:50. Elena West over to Bo Tiller. Bo Tiller. Tight man-to-man defense by Toledo. Bo Tiller puts it on the deck. Bo Tiller thought about it. Toledo, relentless, worked over. And the turnover by the Coyotes. And it started on the defensive end by Toledo with the great man-to-man pressure. And now it's the Energizer Bunny that is Mia Lewis running the offense for Palm Beach as they have pulled within 6. Lewis on the wing lets it fly. She knocks down the 3. It's a 4-point game. And you knew it was a matter of time before Palm Beach would make a run. And now it's Chandler-Gilbert. Can they answer on the offensive end? Great defense by Toledo. Bo Tiller gets tied up, and Lewis lost the handle. But you can see right now, Palm Beach, they're going 150 miles an hour, and it's all controlled.
Yep.
It's all precise. A team that has been in the postseason the last 2 years. They've been in big games. They've won big games. And now here they are pulling within 4.
Yep.
West tracking that pass down, trying to hold off Lewis. And once again, Toledo with active hands as Bo Tiller was waiting for the pass. And she'll control the out of bounds immediately. Nice and crisp to Elena. Bo Tiller, no room. Toledo not giving an ounce of space. Horton over to West. West off the glass, won't go. Gorman rips it down. Lewis, open court. Lewis down the lane, pull-up jumper. That's off the mark. Daniel with the rebound. Elena in a one-on-one battle against Lewis. West scoops it up. Taken away by Toledo. Open floor, shoots in the corner. Worked back inside.
Steal.
Stolen by Savannah Horton. Hectic pace in the last 2 minutes as West will slow it down. Coyotes get into their half-court offense. 17 in the shot clock. Daniel, the high screen. West lets it fly, and West off the mark. Coach Strickland has had a little bit of a message for Daniel and West on that possession. Make one more extra pass, and that's what he was looking for from Elena on that possession. Rivera down in the box. Williams cutting inside, loose ball. Elena going the other way. Elena right down the middle, and that is going nowhere. Rivera shoots it back. Toledo. Bree driving, and that drops for Bree Williams. Her first bucket of the night, and it's a 2-point game. 39-37. Coyotes about to make serious substitutions. Horsley lets it go. Horsley off the mark. Tracked down by Rivera. Swung out to Lewis. Lewis, middle of the floor. Lewis in the lane. Lewis gets it to drop. And we are tied at 39. 48 seconds left in the third. A tremendous run by Palm Beach State. Once down 13. West and Horton, a miscommunication on the sidelines. And Olberg, Yazzie, Williams, Smout, and Horsley on the floor for Chandler-Gilbert. Blackshear, Gorman, Toledo, Lewis, and Williams on the floor for Palm Beach. 39-39. Palm Beach rallying from a 13-point deficit. Toledo, tight defense by Smout. They try to free up Lewis. Lewis on the wing, guarded by Smout. Crossover. Lewis denied in the paint. Blackshear tries to keep it alive. Out of bounds, and Chandler-Gilbert can play for the final shot with 14.2 seconds left here in the third. Smout up the floor, picked up by Toledo. Yazzie swings it over. Horsley almost lost the handle. Olberg down in the blocks, guarded by Gorman. Olberg, and it won't go off the rim, and we are knotted at 39, but there's a foul on the floor. And they're going to call Gorman for the foul. And Olberg will go to the line and shoot a pair, and Maureen Smith can't believe it. So Olberg will go to the line and talk about a bailout foul with basically no time left. They're going to add some time back to the clock, but Maureen Smith can't believe it, and that's one of those fouls you got a question in the course, but it works out well for the Coyotes. Olberg at the line. She's got 9 points, 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight.
And Joe, that's just so tough when you're in a game this intense, tied up, going into the fourth, and then to have those 2 extra shots for the free throw can make a big difference.
And Olberg connects. She's got 10. Coyotes go back on top, 40-39. Olberg connects on both. And that is going to do it for the end of the third. And the Coyotes with a 41-39 lead. They get the bailout call in the final second as Gorman fouled Olberg, and Olberg comes up big at the free throw line. The freshman in a big time moment delivers. But right now, Chandler-Gilbert, they feel the fury of this Palm Beach State team. Squad was down 13, and now it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the power of good coaching on both ends. Obviously, Coach Smith getting the energy into her team, getting them the hustle, and really put the grind on defense. And you saw that in the last few minutes of this quarter where they were just all over the Coyotes, really forcing the easy throwaway passes. And unfortunately, Coyotes with quite a few there at the end. And I'm sure Coach Strickland's talking about that right now. So Coyotes need to sharpen it up, make sure they play that same intensity. And I was loving, I think you were loving it as well, the teamwork and the passing back and forth and swinging the ball around. Continue to do that. It's working. Move that ball for the Coyotes. And look, Palm Beach making a strong lead. They just got to keep that intensity on dial.
And a freshman will lead them. Mia Lewis imposing her will on the Coyotes. 5 points in that third. She's got 16 in the game. A game-high 16 points. Michaelan Horsley with 13 for the Coyotes. And, of course, Olberg with a dynamic game as well. She has 11, coming up big at the charity stripe to end the third. So now it's comes down to will and who wants it more. Who's going to play better defense? The team has done a dynamic job on Blackshear. She only has 4 points in this one, only 2 in the third. But she's kind of like that ticking time bomb kind of player. All of a sudden, she can explode. So, and maybe in this kind of game, Matt, maybe it's the role players like Celaya Daniel and that Coyotes bench that's come up so big throughout the night. And Yazzie loses the handle, and not a good start to the third period for the Coyotes.
And that's something we were just talking about, right, Joe? Make sure in this last quarter, don't get sloppy. Make it precise. Make your decisions. Execute. And keep your composure.
Lewis, Toledo from the outside. Toledo knocks it home. And it's Palm Beach on top, 42-41. Their first lead since the second period. Olberg down low, and Olberg off the glass, won't go. Blackshear, track shoes on, knocks it to the outside. Bree Williams picked up immediately. They work it back to Blackshear, swings it over. Lewis on the floor. Pull-up jumper. Bree Williams connects from the outside. And here comes the Panthers, now up 44-41. Smout over to Hannah Williams. Horsley. Yazzie in the lane. Smout tries to work it inside. And they're going to say it's off Bree Williams. Bree Williams was pleading for the call. She doesn't get it. But right now, being tight with the passes, paramount for the Coyotes.
Absolutely.
Works up top. Yazzie, 5 on the shot clock. They work in the corner. Catch and shoot. Horsley off the mark. Rebound by Blackshear. Blackshear, full throttle, middle of the court. Swings it out. Lewis inside.
Good steal.
Rivera taken away by Hannah Williams. Smout, now both coaches pleading for their squads to get back in transition. Smout. Hannah Williams taken away. Active hands. Lewis, open floor. Lewis knocks it home. She's got 18. 46-41. Palm Beach. Lewis, a freshman with some big-time game. Coach Maureen Smith talked about her filling the point guard role for this team, but you got to figure, Matt, by the end of the season, she's not going to have that freshman label anymore, and that could be removed pretty quickly. Yazzie from the outside. Yazzie off the mark. Rebound, Coyotes. They missed the bunny underneath. Rivera cleans it up. Worked out to Blackshear. Blackshear kicks it out. Lewis worked to the left side. Corner, Bree Williams out back to Lewis, and Lewis will reset with 15 on the shot clock. Rivera, they go inside, take it away. Oldberg on the tip. Smout, middle of the floor. Smout loses the handle. And the reach in, and the Coyotes will hold possession as Daniel and Savannah Horton are about to check back in.
And you can tell, Joe, both the teams just feeling the wear and tear of 3 really intense quarters, running back and forth, and especially that third. I mean, both teams just going head to head, full intensity, full blast. You can see it.
Elena West getting in the lane. Elena off the front of the iron. Lewis controlling the tempo. Lewis out to Bree Williams. Bree Williams will let it go. Off the back of the iron. Rivera gets called for over the top. And great job by Horton blocking out down in the post.
Yeah.
46-41. A thriller from the Coyote Center. Chandler-Gilbert under new head coach Matthew Strickland giving number 15, Palm Beach, all it can handle. Elena West on that left side gets the screen from Daniel. Lewis fights off of it. Horton picked up by Blackshear. Now it's Palm Beach, relentless defensively. Horton looking for Horsley. Horsley back to West. West with Lewis in her back pocket. Backdoor Horton up and in. Great execution by the Coyotes.
And that was just a classic fake and bake behind backdoor pass right to Savannah Horton for the points.
Worked in the corner. Toledo thought about it. Bree Williams driving. Williams scoop. Foul before the shot. Savannah Horton picks it up. Smout checking back in. And I love Matthew Strickland, his intensity, but it's controlled. The loudest voice on the sideline, but controlled and a determined voice. Rivera up top. Williams catch and shoot.
Good shot.
And Williams almost got the soft roll. Blackshear goes back up, can't handle it. Daniel once again, another keyboard. West keeps it alive. Lewis very active, all over the place. Smout picked up by Toledo, gets the screen from Daniel. Smout, pull-up jumper. Blackshear with a rebound. Blackshear surveying the court. Blackshear in the lane. Blackshear, scoop. Rivera keeps it alive. Blackshear. The Panthers active offensively with second chance opportunities. Lewis. 7 seconds. Lewis. And Lewis draws the foul. And they're going to call the foul on Elena. Gorman checking back in. Bree Williams checking out. And Bree Williams, solid minutes for this team. 4 second half points, but has really spaced the floor and took some really good shots. Lewis.
And Joe, this really has been, these last couple quarters, a battle for composure and a battle to maintain the energy, and both teams swapping back and forth.
Lewis now with 19 points, 47-43. Smout almost lost the handle. Smout inside. Daniel, a force. She's got 4 points, but she has filled up that box score in the post with tough defense and tough rebounding. Shot from the outside, and Toledo with another three. 4 threes in this one for Gabriela Toledo from Wellington, Florida. 50-45 and big time contact as Blackshear and Horton get tangled up. That's Blackshear's second foul, second team foul. 50-45. Good inbounds by the Coyotes. Smout rips over to Horton. 14 on the shot clock. Kalen rips it in the corner. Smout in the lane, going up and draws the contact against Toledo. And what I love in that possession is Sarah showed she's not just a jump shooter. She's confident enough in her game to put it on the deck and make something happen, and Toledo picks up the foul. And that's Toledo's third personal, as Smout will go to the line to shoot a pair. Big possession, and Smout, her first point of the game, comes at a critical juncture with 4:25 left. And that one's off the mark, 1 of 2. Gorman tracks it down. And they get it into the hands of their freshman general. Now it's Blackshear. Blackshear thought about it. Toledo gets it back to Blackshear. Blackshear picked up immediately. Great defense. Horton takes it away. Now it's taken away for a split second by Palm Beach. Hectic pace. Smout getting trapped on that sidelines as Blackshear takes it away. And we kind of talked about this in numerous occasions, how that sideline is almost an extra defender, and Smout worked her way, and Palm Beach pressured her into that turnover.
Yeah, I think it's so instinctive when you get into these pressure, high intense moments to put the ball in the court and dribble with your head down and get going. But you got to keep your eyes up, look for the open pass, and work your team into the mix.
Gorman swings it over to Blackshear. Blackshear. They work it over to Toledo. That's a bad pass by Blackshear. 50-46. 3:44 left. Matthew Strickland so active on his sidelines, and as well as Maureen Smith. Smout works over to Horsley. Horton, 18 on the shot clock. Smout, tight defense by Toledo. They work it inside. Horton on the mismatch, and the in and out, but Daniels there once again. A hero off the bench. Yazzie lets it fly. Won't go. Rivera pulls it down. Now a battle underneath. A tie-up situation. And possession will go in favor of Palm Beach. Rivera with that extra hustle underneath. And now we got a timeout on the floor. And looked like we got a warning from one of the referees to that Chandler-Gilbert bench. Right now, emotion's so high. Of course, Chandler-Gilbert has suffered so many beatings in this region at the hands of Mesa and Scottsdale. And now we're seeing a team in only its second game showing that they are turning the corner with spirit, energy, and execution. And Matthew Strickland, regardless of this outcome, has this team believing. And it's exciting for us. It's going to be exciting for anyone affiliated with this program, because the improvement from game 1 to game 2, astronomical. And they are in a position only down 4 with 3:13 left against the number 15 team in the country.
Yeah, so much to be proud of from both these teams. And Coach Strickland's team, I don't mind a little call on the bench for being energetic. That's what you want to see, the passion and excitement and love for the game from these girls going out there and playing their toughest. And this game reflects exactly that energy. Now, stay composed, lock in, make some great passes, And right now, I'd be working in your shooters a little bit more. You got to keep them involved, and can't say enough about the down low post energy we were seeing from the girls tonight.
Lewis guiding the ship. 19 points. Toledo has been dynamic from three. Now they try to lock her up on the wing. Blackshear swings it over Lewis. 14 on the shot clock. Gorman inside. They work it out to Toledo, but Smout with the active hands and great defense by Chandler-Gilbert. Relentless pursuit and the constant rotations.
Yeah, that's exactly what they need to do to maintain and stay in this game. Palm Beach really trying to work their bigs in and get it off to Toledo for that shot.
They're going to call the foul against Sarah Smout. Looked like that was against Horton, but that was probably away from the ball. Rivera almost lost the handle. Swings it over to Toledo. Inside, Gorman. Gorman gets tied up. And a tie-up situation. Active hands by Horton.
Yeah.
Chandler-Gilbert possession. 2:44 left.
And that's just the power of staying locked in the game no matter what point of the game you're at. It can lead to a turnover, which can play a big factor in one of these tight games.
Yazzie, Daniel, Smout, Horsley. Horton on the floor, and Horsley buries a three. 50-49. Blackshear over to Toledo. Rivera, Blackshear. Blackshear thought about it. Toledo puts it on the floor, swings it back out to Gorman. 5 on the shot clock. Blackshear behind the back, floats it up, won't go. And gets the shot as she follows her own miss. Big basket, 52-49. $1:49 left. Cheryl Yazzie. Horsley. Horton works it back over to Yazzie. Great double team by Palm Beach. Horton puts it on the floor, in the lane, off the glass. Rivera with the rip. Lewis swings it down to Blackshear. And now it's Palm Beach using their IQ. Taken away by Smout. Smout going in, and Smout gets it to go.
Wow.
It's a 1-point game, 52-51. Coach Maureen Smith telling Blackshear to think out there and high-fiving her. She came up the court. And that's a travel against Palm Beach State. Coyotes with an opportunity to take the lead with 1:01 left. And Coach Maureen Smith, you can hear right in front of us, saying we've got to be smart.
Yeah.
And Matthew Strickland, that general on the sideline, just guiding his ship. And they are all on point. Daniel down low. Daniel, soft move. Oh, the in and out. But a great possession as Daniel in a one-on-one battle against Gorman. Now Blackshear, picked up by Yazzie. Swung out, worked in the corner. Toledo picked up immediately. Coyotes, great job guarding the wing. Lewis, 20 seconds. Lewis lets it fly. Lewis off the mark. Loose ball, and Lewis grabs the rebound, and that's going to be a foul against Celaya Daniel. And talk about a tough foul, and Lewis, the freshman, with a determined effort. And Daniel will go to the line.
And this shows where the coaching knowledge just becomes so key. These last few seconds really comes down to coaching the girls through who can take the leading point.
And that one rims in and out.
And talk about a high-pressure moment for Mia Lewis.
This one, a big one. Coyotes need the rebound. And that one drops. And Matthew Strickland does a tremendous job right out of the gates. Calls a timeout, reset his offense with 13.4 seconds left. And Matt, Going into tonight, we didn't know what to expect. Coyotes coming off that opening night of nerves and the loss to the College of Southern Nevada, taking on a D1 team, and now tonight, light years better in every category and getting contributions up and down the lineup. 13.4 seconds left. They've got options. Got to wonder if they're going to try to bust it down in the post or maybe even potentially play for the wing with a three.
Yeah, I mean, it's really anybody's game at this point. It just comes down to execution. And Coach Strickland, he's in a good position to get the points and potentially pull a win. Now, we got to execute. But either way, this has been such a fun game to watch. So much potential from both these teams. And just electric athletes, and the energy and effort, specifically from Chandler-Gilbert, has been spot on.
It's been fantastic to see. And just we are getting a glimpse of a team in only its second game playing a nationally ranked team down to the wire.
Yeah.
And that's, if you're a Coyotes fan, you got to be excited about the promise of this team. 13.4 seconds left. Michaelan Horsley on the inbounds, guarded by Rivera, the big body. Works it over to Smout. Cheryl Yazzie on the floor. Yazzie. 6 seconds left. Kicked out. Smout outside. Smout off the iron. Ball is loose. And that is going to do it. Lewis hits the deck. But wait a second. They are talking things over. Referees. They're going to say there's 0.4 seconds left on the clock. So the Coyotes' one opportunity is going to be a catch and shoot as Daniel once again kept the play alive. Smout off the inbounds. Yazzie up, and that is off the mark. A tremendous effort by Chandler-Gilbert, and they fall short 53-51, but a lot to be proud of as they walk away. And this team and this program took a gigantic step forward. And what is exciting for anyone who's affiliated with this program is that tonight Chandler-Gilbert sent a message to the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. They're coming.
Yeah.
And they're coming in a big way, led by Matthew Strickland, who's already showing his imprint on the program of toughness, determination, and great offensive execution.
Absolutely, Joe. I mean, if you didn't know better, if you were just tuning in for the first time here tonight, you would have thought this was a championship match at the level and intensity and energy on the court tonight. And if you thought we were driving with gasoline, we're using jet fuel now. I mean, they just took a huge jump, as you said, Joe. So much to be proud of. And remember, Palm Beach beat Scottsdale earlier this week. And the fact that Chandler-Gilbert barely lost by a couple points, huge. And I think everyone in the league is going to be watching that.
Mia Lewis, a game high, 20 points for Palm Beach State. She willed the team. Michaelan Horsley, dynamic. 16 points, 4 threes. And you can't stress enough about the complete effort by Chandler-Gilbert, getting great performances from Olberg, who knocked down 11 points. Celaya Daniel off the bench, who ripped rebound after rebound after rebound. Cheryl Yazzie, who nailed the big three to end the first period to give Chandler-Gilbert the 17-14 lead after one. And a tremendous effort on the other side for Palm Beach State. Once again, they showed that mental toughness, a team that's been in the postseason the last 2 years, and they've been in grind-out games, and they had to fight back from a 13-point deficit. And tonight, Taylor Blackshear, who was kept in check, it was Mia Lewis, a freshman, and Coach Maureen Smith talked about Mia Lewis stepping into a big role with this team, and they're only 4 games in.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, Mia Lewis does not look or play like a freshman.
No, Mia Lewis really drove the leadership of that team. And talk about hustle and heart. I mean, she brought all the hustle and the heart onto the court and really kept her team in it when we all thought maybe this was going to be a blowout. Maybe they're going to stay 10 points behind, but they really came in, buckled down, and brought the intensity in the third and fourth and led to a win for their team.
This is an exciting moment because we didn't know anytime you get a new coach coming in, you really don't know what to expect. And we are 2 games in, and I want to see Chandler-Gilbert play tomorrow
Yeah.
because the promise from game 1 to game 2, just incredible. The nerves are out, more in a good offensive rhythm, and they took a lot of great shots tonight, and that was exciting. There was no struggling from the inbounds straight to getting into their offense. They were fluid, they were quick, good shots, confident shooting. They got big threes throughout their lineup, and the defense was there, and they walk away with a 2-point loss against the number 15 team in the country. And
Yeah.
we're 2 games in. So right out of the gates, they take on the College of Southern Nevada, who is playing in D1 on the other side of the bracket in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference. So they get tested right out of the gates.
Yeah.
And then they take on one of the premier Division II teams in the country, had them down by 13, and Chandler-Gilbert walks away with a 2-point loss. A lot to think about, but as they walk away, and of course they'll be disappointed that they didn't get the victory, but so much quiet excitement and so much quiet promise, knowing that they're on the cusp of potentially being a threat in this conference and making some noise. And it's early, but when you see a performance like this, you really say to yourself, the Coyotes, when it's all said and done, they could easily be one of the top 4 teams in their region.
Yeah. I mean, it's huge. And you know what, last night I think we saw them try to light the fuse. And I think we were all wondering, did we really light it? And tonight we saw, yes, we did. And tonight we saw a little bit of an explosion go off. And it was just awesome to see. Now, can they maintain that? Can they keep it going? And I think the answer to that's yes. This was no fluke of a game. We saw great execution on both ends of the court. And now I think the girls are excited. They're looking forward to upcoming games. And I think everyone as a viewer is as well.
Tremendous effort by the Coyotes, just coming up short. And the effort off the bench. Can't say enough about Celia Daniel, who was simply fantastic. I thought Melanie Ortiz was a calming force handling the basketball. We saw, of course, Juliet Botiller with some quality minutes.
Yeah.
Savannah Horton, tough defensively, great rotations. And this team with a lot to be proud of as they walk away. And then, of course, a lot to think about and a lot of positive thoughts as they regroup and get ready to take on ACU on Wednesday night. Now, of course, they'll be playing the JV squad, but that'll get them ready for their next matchups coming up. So, Coach Matthew Strickland, a lot to be proud of, and as this team works off and walks off a hard Saturday night, but knowing they are closer of putting it all together, and that's exciting for Coach Strickland, the Chandler-Gilbert program, and the future of this team. Tremendous night. Coyotes come up short, falling 53-51. We appreciate all the good people at Chandler-Gilbert, Athletic Director Russ Luce, and all the great people here at Chandler-Gilbert that give us the opportunity to stream all the great athletes. And we appreciate, of course, Coach Maureen Smith and Palm Beach State, who come outside their comfort zone to play a tough non-conference schedule to get them ready for the season. So we applaud Coach coming from Florida all the way here to Arizona to play a game right here at Chandler-Gilbert. And at some point, the Coyotes will return the favor and go down to Palm Beach and match up against the Panthers there. Great night. Coyotes fall short. For Matt McCurdy, I'm Joe Pequeno. This has been a presentation of Chandler-Gilbert Athletics.